rents, cannot feed their children, cannot do, etc., etc. So we're here to discuss this: what the payment of workers' salaries at the local level, especially for primary healthcare workers, is like, and what it has been. Have these payments been made regularly? Are the payments being made what the workers deserve? And all of that would form the conversation. I would quickly like to start with you, Mr. Barri Nwibani. If you can clarify for us, I'm sure you heard ALGON's position, the River State chapter, on this situation. So what is the state of workers' salary payment with regards to primary healthcare workers at the council level?
Well, my big brother, thank you very much. Payment of salary in the 22 local government area of River State, it is tumble. For example, if you work in a local government area and you are graduate 8, and another one is working in another local government, they don't receive the same salary. And it may be interesting to note, the primary healthcare, which was the transfer from the primary healthcare workers transfer from the state to the local government in 1990 to 1991. Now, they are more or less clear. When they're talking about salary, what is salary? You can't pay salary without referring to government circular. They are paying workers anything they like. One local government pays different salary to workers. And when they look at their salary, they say, no, health workers, their money is. Meanwhile, their allowances are not being paid along with their salary. Because of professional health workers, they are due for reduce hazard allowance, independent allowance, overtime allowances, and all the rest. But that is the federal government salary structure, which they call consolidated salary to workers salary government. You are not local government, they don't pay. So you see that the workers are suffering, primary care workers are suffering. Now, when they are crying on the revenue, and the workers are not, health workers are doing this. And so when we are supporting, in fact, medical and health workers, we are in support of what is happening now. They will not talk now.
Hello, sir. We can. I think you might have to. Hello, sir. If you can hear me, you might have to control the volume, or perhaps you move around a little bit, because we can't really get you clearly, and you're speaking really at the top of your voice, so it's very loud and it's difficult to articulate what you're saying. So please, if you can help us with turning it down and trying to be a lot more clear with your words, so that we can understand perfectly what you're saying.
Okay, thank you. What I'm saying in the first is that the ALGON met on the 8th of this month, May, an address press, specifically on the payment of salary to workers. So health workers, their salary is nothing to write them about, because they refuse to pay health workers what are due them. Some of the allowances for federal allowances are not being paid to them. End of the month, you see the salary they are giving to health workers compared to other states, local government areas in the state. I work in Akwa Ibom. Health workers work in ministry, at the ministry level, like Hospital Management Board, Ministry of Health. It's the same salary that are being paid to those health workers in the local government area in Akwa Ibom State. And the same thing is available in all the state federations. But here in the River State, what they pay to health workers is strange. They don't pay them the approved government salary. And when you have them, they're not ready to listen to you. So I was something different than what they want salary. They question what they couldn't do any specific location to ALGON.
You don't think it's unconstitutional for the state government, the executive arm, in this case the governor, to withhold the allocations? You're not concerned about that, and you're not concerned that withholding it could affect even the stipends? Yes, from what you said, you're not concerned that withholding it would mean that workers will not get the stipends that they are getting?
But the point is that what is excellency of done, it is best, because without that, now we're in May. They are supposed to do it on the 17th of June. If you release that money, they will run away with it. They will not pay. Because of this political rascality, I overheard them talking about the rules of law. What is rule of law? They are talking of constitution. You have narrated section this, section that. And I now ask them, what does that section refer to? their own brothers and sisters of River State working in the council. Some of these guys, I remember, they can just wake up in the morning, like I know local government, I'll sack you, go on, go on. And these are people that have been working there for years. So why the government don't is the best? Now, the case they refer to in prison, they said that during His Excellency, the Bolusegun Obasanjo was in office, that he still is the salary for local government from being released to the current president of the country. Yeah, that one is a different case entirely. Because I think who created a local government, which is not authorized by law. So they are trying to confuse the standard by law with the standard in the case. So here, what the government has done is the best.
Okay.
No constitution will permit them to tell workers what are due them.
All right. Now let me also ask. Let me also ask this quickly. Your visit to the state representing the national leadership for the workers, what is the purpose? Have you held meetings with council chairmen in the past to discuss these discrepancies in payments and salaries and non-payment of some of the benefits that health workers should be getting at the council levels?
Well, my big brother, I am from River State. I'm an Ogoni man. We've met series of folks everywhere. We've been meeting other people. Like the Barri board were there. The two chairman local government service commission will also apply, but we're going, they inform us that they just lost the media. When it comes to a local government council, where will you see them? You can't see them on street. So who are you going to meet? And we're meeting our houses. It's it. Because it's only one person now, they will turn to you, they have many gods. They don't respect the law. They rule of law, they don't even get to anything. Now that the money are there, everybody is crying now. Give me my money. Give me my money. Give me my money.
But you understand that this means that if this continues, workers in some of those councils would not have any take-home pay until, from what you've said, the council chairmen leave office, because you're saying that you'd prefer to wait until they leave office and before you want these things to be addressed. But then, what about the welfare of the workers?
Top management, the civil servant head of the council and the treasurer. They have paid them every salary.
Now, that's also a worry that was raised by the council chairman, that salaries are being paid directly by passing the due process. So what is due process with regards to payment of these salaries?
The due process they are talking about, they want to bring in control. But from all the indications, we are convinced beyond doubt that if this money is released directly to them, they will not pay the money. They will all run away with it.
All right.
They will all run away. As they just had workers more or less slaves in the various parts of the state. And these all these local workers are from this state. For them to pay money to them becomes a problem.
Okay.
But if the leader was involving a security agency to investigate what have they done with this money.
All right, Mr. Nwibani, you just hold your thoughts there for us. A short commercial is coming, but let me quickly get on to Mr. Atiemie in the studio, the National President, Primary Healthcare Workers Association of Nigeria. You've been hearing the questions, but before we go on a short break, this is one I'll need you to respond to. Are workers comfortable? Are they not worried that this money is being withheld, these allocations could affect them?
Mr. Atiemie Andrew, before I answer your question, thank you for the good work you are doing to Nigerians. You know, this question, we are not new to them. Workers are not worried at all, because we want this time, let the governor of River State use this period, to streamline certain things that have gone so wrong in the system. Atiemie Andrew, let me shock you that apart from being an environmental health officer, I'm a lawyer and I've studied up to a master's degree. So I am very conversant with public administration. This allocation people are talking about statutory. It is statutory to the extent that it is coming under a joint account. Joint account means both of them must agree. The government of the River State and the local government.
All right, hold the pause there. You explain further after we return from the show.
Mom's love is pure. It's so you know she does.
Of the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria, Barri, Nwibani, Letam, Arafat, and then the National President, Primary Healthcare Workers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Atiemie, with me in the studio. The numbers to send your messages and questions to 0809-030-6416. I mean, we were before now talking about that press statement put out by ALGON, where we heard the chairman, who is also the chairman of Port Harcourt City local government area, talking about how the withheld allocation is becoming a problem for council chairmen. They can't pay workers' salaries, and when you don't pay workers' salaries, you can imagine what workers would have to face. Well, my guests in the studio are saying they do not buy that, because before even now, it's not like the council chairmen were paying the salaries, and even for those who were paying, were not paying what was due the workers, and there were lots of discrepancies. Well, you're listening to the conversation. At the end of the day, what do you make of the withheld allocation of council chairmen by the governor? You've heard what the healthcare workers are saying. Well, they support it. At least that's what we've heard from the national executive, that they support the move by the governor of Rivers State, hoping that this will be an opportunity to streamline things and make sure that things are done the right way. 0809-030-6416 is the WhatsApp number. On Facebook, it is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. I will go back to my guest now in the studio. Let us conclude this. So you were talking about the jack and your knowledge around it. So please explain to us, because another thing the council chairman raised, I was also asking Mr. Nwibani, that was that, hey, the governor is boycotting a democratically elected structure that's supposed to be involved in this process, and salaries are being paid directly to workers. And they also mentioned the fact that for the jack, it's a concern. They do not even know what's happening, how these things are. And some people are beginning to say, well, if the governor has the right intentions, why is he going about it the right way and constitutional way? So in your thoughts, thank God you also have said you're a lawyer. What the governor is doing now and how it's been handled with the jack meetings and the payment of the salaries and the manner in which it's been paid, is there anything about it that is unconstitutional?
Yes, Atiemie Andrew, let me tell you that in every rule there is an exception. There is what we call the exceptionality in rules making. Now, the government, right from the federal government, has made it in a way that there is jack account. The jack means joint allocation account. So in the jack account, the state government, accountant general of the state, must be there. Then in the local government, you have the head of local government administration, popularly called HLG. You have HPMs, head of personnel management, and treasurer. And as a matter of fact, the treasurer and the HPMs are signatories to every local government account. So these are the people that attend jack.
Don't they have to do what they do working with the council chairman?
Yes, they work with the council chairman. After going to jack, they will bring back the allocation. Then they will have another meeting called F&GPC meeting. That is meeting where the council chairman and some other executive in the council, including this trio I have mentioned, will meet and then see a way to appropriate all finances that are accruable to the council. So the jack system is a system that is done for the purpose of curtailment of excesses. It is for checks and balance. So don't surprise that governor is withholding the allocation of council. Like the beginning I said, it is statutory to the extent that the two must agree. And it takes two to tango. If they don't agree, they cannot work. So it has gone to this point that they don't agree. Now let me raise the first issue that is bringing all these things. Number one, Atiemie local government specifically, some workers were sacked illegally or purportedly sacked by the local government chairman, and the court of law gave a judgment, a verdict that go and reinstate these workers immediately, but then, and pay them.
With the regards to Emoha situation, I mean, there were plenty of versions to this. We know that there were also judgments from courts that were also in favor of the council chairman, weren't they?
Atiemie, I am talking about what I know.
No, because the argument now is both ways. It's both ways. But then, why were the workers sacked? And is the problem now the fact that the workers were sacked, or because we think that the council chairman do not have powers to sack workers?
Workers were sacked, court of law reinstated them, and the council chairman refused to obey the order of court of law. So
wasn't there a contrary court judgment to that was asking for them to be reinstated?
First in time prevails in law. First in time prevails. So all we know and I understand about the law is that there is a subsisting order of mandamus compelling the chairman to reinstate and pay these workers. Now he breached that one. He's coming to protest.
In that case, shouldn't the workers go back to court? Because if you're saying what you're saying, it simply means, well, there's a judgment also that stands that gives him the power to do what he did and the position where he's standing now. And he's a learned person and a lawmaker that would understand this. So did the workers, is it that you approach the court again to say, interpret what's going on? We're having this judgment and this judgment. What do we do?
Atiemie Andrew, the simple truth is that he who seeks equity must do equity, and he who goes to equity must go with clean hands unstained.
So what about the payment of workers across the councils for the primary health care board? I
Yes.
mean, we heard what was said by the chairman ALGON in Rivers State. Have workers been getting their salaries as at when due?
Yes, if you hear me,
It's up until the allocation is withheld.
if you
was
hear me,
withheld.
in fact, it is pathetic. That is why we are seriously opposed to the position of ALGON. You cannot cry more than the bereaved. And their position is unnecessary, is pretentious, and is unacceptable. We will not accept that. That is why we are echoing to the general public. Primary healthcare workers, we have what is called CONHES, Consolidated Health Workers Salary Structure. Now, if you go to the local government, they are paid what is called CON-PSS. CON-PSS is Consolidated Public Service Salary Structure. So, in the CONHES, all the allowances, inducement, hazard, rural posting, clinical allowance, and what have you, are embedded in this salary structure. That is why it is called consolidated. And now it is in the public service rule and circulars of the state government, distributed and given to all the local government. But to surprise you, all these local government chairmen who are members of ALGON, none of them implemented this consolidated health worker salary structure. What they pay us is at random. Go to Emowa, which is the worst paid local government. Is paying
you work in
different thing.
Abua Odua. What is being paid there?
Abua Odwa is somehow.
Because you keep mentioning Emma, but then there are many other councils.
Yes.
So so you need to let us. What is the situation in Abua Odwa?
Where-
What is the situation in Ikwere local government? What is the situation in Obiakpo, in Falga?
Yes, what I'm saying in essence is that all of them are not paying the right salary structure. So they pay at random, at will, anything you like, you pay. So we took a statistics. There was a committee.
Mr. Windows, is it that there is no document, or are you saying that there isn't a payment structure for these things, and then the council chairman just wake up and select any amount, and then
Yes,
that's what they pay you?
they
Because that's
defaulted
almost-
deliberately. They refused to adopt the salary structure that was given to them from the office of head
So
of
what
service.
about the meetings that they held with members of the JAC and all before these payments are being made when the allocation comes? Is it that at that point these conversations are not held and monies that should be paid and how this money should be paid?
When they come to the local government level, they implement the payment, everything equally, both those for CON-PSS and CONHES. They just pay us anything they like.
Let's quickly get to Mr. Nwibani, who is still on the line for us. Mr. Nwibani, thank you for staying on. Hello. I'm sure you heard the conversation with my guest. You are also, yes, I know that in Akwa Ibom State, where you are serving, you had said something about the workers getting same treatment and payment as those from the federal, same with federal workers. And you must have heard my guest and his position here. Is this something that the union is aware of, and has any conversations been held with the council chairman, or perhaps an audience, to say this is what we are getting from our workers in your council and we want to understand what is happening?
My brother, first and foremost, thank you very much. I was sent in from National Secretary to River State, where I come from. But what is actually happening in River State? The primary health workers are not them. I can confidently tell you that since I arrived here, it has not been easy. It appears we are still under the military administration, especially with the ALGON people. I don't know if to listen to you. For example, where I'm working in Akwa Ibom, I'm in Akwa State. All the local government primary care workers, along with the state Ministry of Health, Hospital Management Board, and the same salary. But in River State, local government is no go area. They are on their own. So, it's so pathetic. And there's only one that I know about. Like in terms of payment, you might mention about Boswa, local government around them. There's three different salaries. It's a big why, because proportionality that we are talking about, rules of law. This salary is supposed to be uniform all over the state, as it is done in Akwadom. All the local government hard workers receive the same salary every day on of 9. And it's about 2,000. If you go to local government CRD, it's the same amount of money. Like, if you look at what is going on in Arafat, somebody
all right. All right, we'll take a few calls now. I'm sure the listeners have a few questions they want to ask and contributions they want to make. People already on Facebook sharing their thoughts on what they think about the withheld allocation of the local government chairman, and they've been expressing their views about it. We'll be taking some of those messages, but now let's open the phone lines and take questions and calls from the listener. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003. and 0817-923-0007. Hopefully we'll also get to hear from some workers in several of these local government councils across the state and hear what they have to say. Jennifer Sam Nda says, local government staff, especially those of us in MOHA, are comfortable with our salary coming from the governor directly. Withholding allocation is nothing new. The same thing has happened in past same thing happened in past administrations. During all right. I'm glad the governor separates governance from politics and pays local government workers salaries and put the political office holders on hold while they are still playing politics until further notice. This is Ogo Jone Justice, a message from Facebook. Mark Ritchie says states are independent, so federal government can't hold their allocations. If we are working countries, states are supposed to pay federal government, not federal government paying, but local governments are not independent yet. There's a financial autonomy thing. My guest in the studio is chuckling at that. Perhaps you have something you want to say about it, but let's first get to the phone lines. We'll start with Uche, I beg your pardon, from Igruta. Uche, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome. Quickly, straight to the point.
Yes, I want to. The panelists have done justice to the problem at the local government level. Like my wife works at the MOHA government. Now, if sometimes once you come back with a salary, a monthly salary, it's just I just feel like I should suspend this woman from working and she'll come and be selling okra maybe at the Gruta roundabout junction, because this is painful. Somebody that is at let's say level 10 or 12, the person will receive less than 100,000. But at the end of the day, they will even, the chairman will even slash his salary. And if the chairman look at your face and he doesn't like your face, he will just sit and say, okay, this month.
I think that would be going too far to say that he doesn't like your face, because we can't prove it in that manner.
I'm telling you what I know and what is happening. So even if sin can help these people, at least to reject a kind of regular payment of their salary, it's fine. But a situation where chairman they have become a dang god, they're asking for money. Give them that money now, they will not pay those who are so beneficiary of the money, who work for those money. So the thing is embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
Right,
so please, they should look into it.
Thank you very much. Chima is next from Ada George. But with the situation, I'm pretty sure the MOA Council Chairman also give reasons about the illegalities within the system, the ghost worker situation, people getting promotions that were not warranted and cutting corners and all of those things that he had to work and streamline to make sure that the wage bill is what reflects what we have on ground. From that position, perhaps you'd respond after a few calls. But that was his position on some of these issues as well. Chima from Ada George, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Andrew, I listened to one of the head of local government on one of your sister stations. He made the point where he categorically said that what they are doing right now, since the tenure of local government is winding up, they are trying to actually do some auditing, you understand, to be able to get things right. You understand me? So I am not seeing this ranking coming from local government. Andrew, also in another thing, it tells you clearly that indeed freedom have actually returned to River State. Because this kind of thing, we have not heard it before under the past administration. It was all about praises. Even when some local government was even suspended, they went to your station there to come and even thank the former governor. You understand? So it shows you that something indeed is happening in River State. And even when we even compare what local government chairmen are doing, can they be able to commensurate with the development, all the money they have received? Why are all this shouting here and there? The governor is doing it in his good way, is trying to get things right. That is what one of the head of the local government said on one of your sister stations. I listened to him. You understand? We children. And he said it clearly. So I'm not seeing the reason why all this funding coming from local government here and there, as if they have been able to even say no, the money that be given to them. So
all right, Chima.
You understand?
Let's go to Letam Barri, calling from Barri. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Atiemie.
You're welcome, Letam Barri. Yes, go on.
Yes, I'm very happy for this discussion. Atiemie, for me, I am not in support of the governor withholding the funds meant for local government chairmen. But why I am in support of this is because of the rebellious attitude of the local government chairmen towards several implementation by federal government to pay minimum wage to workers. Even the COVID-19 money that were asked to pay, they rebelled against it. Even the ones they try to pay to the local government workers. Do you know these local government workers have been cheated for so long? A lot of things that were supposed to be part of that payment, they withheld it. Then for so long time now, no promotion for the local government workers. And for over 10 years, these things have been parading like that. And they pay adamant ears to the plight of the local government workers. Can you believe that even those who have children at home never feel that those who work for them also have children, that they could be able to hold and be celebrating when money comes into the local government without thinking of the welfare of the workers. So, for me, I support the governor withholding it because even the payment made by the state governor just of recent, workers were very happy because there was no addition to their salary, to their money. The amount has increased more than even the one that was paid previously last week. Workers were celebrating because they've not seen this amount of money being added to their salary. So for local government chairmen to have done this, they have not been good.
All right, let's go over to Gift quickly. Yenegwa, thank you, Letam Barri. After Gift, we hear from Muriel and then come back to my guest. Gift, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew, my brother.
Yep, go on.
Let me greet the good guests, the one on the telephone and the one with you in the studio there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Andrew, hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Illegality remains illegality. Self-help is a crime, is a sin in democracy. You remember what Goodluck did during the time of Amishi when he was a governor? Do you know what played out? Amishi went to court, and other persons, other governors joined him, and at the end of the day, Goodluck released the funds that belonged to the states. And if you remember, people were saying Okonjo Iweala was trying to save for the country. But the Constitution never permitted Mr. President, the almighty Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. The same thing will play out in Rivers State. It does not matter the number of noise making on air. You don't have the power as a governor to seize the funds of the local government chairmen. Whether workers are crying workers are celebrating. You don't have the power. The Nigerian Constitution never envisaged that. So I wonder at times when we are trying to, as in, look for self-help, clapping hands for illegality. It is criminal. Let's say it the way it is and the way it is supposed to be said. What are you telling me? Let the man in your studio tell me the case, the suit number that gave that mandatory order outside from the industrial court when these workers went to court and lost their matter. The governor cannot help them outside the law. This is what is going on right now in River
Thank you very much. Let's hear from Muriel now. Let's hear from Muriel now. I think it's the same issue I was asking you about the court situation with regards to Emoha. And you're a lawyer, so I would expect that you would perhaps have a better understanding about this. Well, let's hear from Muriel quickly before we wrap up. Muriel, good morning.
Hi, Atiemie, good morning.
Go ahead.
Look, Atiemie, there was a time during tenor. I think it should be a tenor that he took over the tenors of primary school workers in the UB board. I don't know if a guest can attest to that. And this is because of one of these issues. Because me, I'm very disappointed in some of these local government chairmen. You have aspirations. You are just a local government chairman. And it's not as if they took you from your community to another community and you say, okay, because I don't like their faces, I don't like their traumas, I don't like their language, and that's why you decide to punish them. These are your people, and you decide to punish them. It's not as if you're paying them with your money. Don't basically pay these workers, and you decide to cut it or decide to do whatever you like with your own people that you dwell amongst them. It is so sad they say me. Now, my question is, this action of the governor, we cannot be privy to the kind of information the governor has before he takes certain decisions. We may not be we will never be privy to this.
All right, Muriel.
But I want to ask this question. Can the governor make this permanent? Is it within his right to make this permanent, or is it just temporary?
All right, Muriel, thank you very much. We're already running out of time. Let's quickly get to hear from Mr. Nwibani about the phone first and get his remarks before we go. Mr. Nwibani, you heard most of the callers. Yes, so let's get the position of the union going forward.
Well, my brother, for now, His Excellency has done a good job, and we want to commend him. Secondly, the council chairman to just relax. The governor has not taken over the function, but because they refuse to live up to expectation. The governor is the chief executive of this state. He can't see workers, they can every day. Last time they see our common salary or something is affected. And they are about every day. And the person that have no workers of this state, they decided to come in. I don't know how these people crying. You must be too good and have them not. Nothing is happening. So this one now, no.
All right.
So hold on with this. Releasing money from government funds to pay workers, let them be sanity in the system. It is essential to know that these same ALGON people that about the governor of the state, they don't represent the governor of the state. We need to respect him as the governor of the state. They are all right.
All right.
So the point is that we don't have any other state than River State. Let us sit down and resolve our matter amicably. Not after now, some people will run to America.
All right, Mr. Nwibani, thank you very much for your thank you very much for your time. We're already out of time. Let's get to my guest, Mr. Daniel, in the studio. Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel. I'm sure there's a lot to say. And we have a few seconds before a commercial, but let's get your position. You heard the callers. You heard some of the questions.
Yes, my position is to nip on the board of this matter. The best thing is to transfer the salaries of primary healthcare workers to the River State Primary Healthcare Management Board, like as it was done in the primary school. The teachers are no longer suffering. Whatever due them is being paid to them. So we are calling on the governor of River State to transfer the salary should do it immediately, and that will cure this chaos. And then finally, we will also rally around and support the governor at all times.
We have to go now. Thank you very much. Good morning.
As I be person, mama, come also be doctor wey sabi teeth matter